All right. So, Spirit Day. Normally, I do not do Spirit Day, but I was inspired, and I even made jorts. Yeah, I made jorts. I was going to make them really short, but a rather important person in my life pointed out the fact that if I ever did this and I had short shorts on, which I do sometimes, there could be an incident in which I don't get to make these videos anymore because I'm in a very special place. So I went for knee length. All right, big day today. Big day today. The note says, if you take care of your own business, it'll be harder for others to jump in. Okay, so that was in reference to the students who get mad, why do I always get in trouble for talking? Really? That's your question? Really? So why do I always get in trouble for not doing my homework? I don't know why. That's weird. Seems confusing as to why someone would question. If you take care of your own business, it's harder for others to jump in. So there was that. That was just a little mini lesson of a few moments. Yeah. Next, vocab word. This one's a little bit bigger. Vicarious. And then I added vicariously, and I kind of juggle the definition a bit, as I am wont to do, through the experience of others. And I pointed out how we don't need to do math to realize math is a bad thing. I had a student 6 years ago, 5, 8, angry with me, and they said that unless I did math, I had no right to indicate that it was good or bad or anything else. I disagree. I don't need to be decapitated to know that wouldn't be a good thing. It would be odd for me to give you my opinion on a type of ice cream I've never had, but on decapitation, math, I've been to the store down here. I've seen math. So I explained vicariously for a little bit. Then we cracked open the book. And don't worry about what we read, because then it becomes too.
Selena Fibers.
Blue, 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 blue. Okay. It doesn't matter what we read. But what I wanted to do was point out how a reader reads. So I read the first paragraph, and it was about how language has different forms. And I pointed out how when you are going to Casey's down here, the store, and you walk by a pizza place on the way there, that a typical conversation would be males with bizarre homoerotic insults, lots of swearing, not because they all do that, but it's the lowest form of language. So as you walk by the pizza place to make a couple inappropriate jokes about sausage. Well, why? Teenage boys. All right. Then you have the tone we use in here. So step up a little bit. Still pretty informal, but shouldn't swear. Well, why not? It's just a word. It is a word. We specifically call it the F word. But the F word's a magical word that we got to save for other things, as I've mentioned in videos like this before. So, sorry, I just looked at Ted Nugent here and I was distracted by the Motor City Madman. Oh, what a guy. Anyways, that the reason we can't swear at school is because school has to teach us higher language registers, has to teach us certain words work for certain places, that you wouldn't go to your $85,000 upper class wedding and start dropping F-bombs. Wouldn't be the time and place for it. And this is one of the things school has to teach you. So as I read through, I pointed out all the different things that someone could learn or have repeated to them that they distantly already knew. Like, I think the students already knew about the different languages. They just never thought about it before. And the story made that clear. How in the story, when the parents wanted to be tricky. By the way, the story was My English by Julie Alvarez. But how when her parents wanted to be tricky, they spoke English. Well, if I wanted to be tricky with my teeniest kids years ago, I could say, are we thinking ICE, CREAM? And now with my dog, there are certain words I can't use in front of my dog. So I will often use the term, all right, I'm thinking about taking the dog for a jaunt. Means nothing to the dog. But then other people in the house will get the dog excited as I, get the poop bags and I got to use the bathroom. I say, whatever, I got to take care of before I put on my shoes. They will then go, hey, Augie, come here. So, do you want to go? And then they'll start getting a bit louder. And by the end of the dog's going crazy. Woo! So, the point to me reading is, once again, as a teacher, I have to demonstrate to my class why we read, how we read. And as I did, I make constant connections to the material so that this stuff doesn't exist in isolation. Let me see where we're at here. Oh, it doesn't say. It doesn't exist in isolation. That the stories of language result because what is stated in the locker room is locker room chat. We specifically call it locker room chat because locker room chat doesn't belong in a classroom. Seems simple. The next part of the tale starts getting into the difficulties of learning a new language, the shame in screwing up, just like real life. When we are a player going out for a sport and we really screw up, it's embarrassing. This tale also points out the quirks of idioms, that there are many things in language that don't make sense because if you translate them, they don't translate. So when you say, hit the hay, okay, it's to strike a grass. Doesn't work. Okay, there, I'll keep it brief. Mainly because I am tired. I don't know if it's a Monday. I don't know if I was just too busy to live my rock star life today. But and I gotta go to the store after this. So I hope I brought in alternate clothes because there's no way I'm going into a store like this. But I did have a student tell me this kind of looks natural.